In a little over a year, we've managed to reach over 20,000 subscribers here on my YouTube channel. Now 20,000 may not sound like a huge number, but to give you a little visual context, the Portland Moda Center holds 19,980 people. What is going on, guys? What's going on, guys? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back, everybody. Me personally, I don't really subscribe to people that easily. It takes me coming back time and time again of enjoying somebody's content to really click that subscribe button. Now, not everybody may be like me, but over 20,000 of you guys have enjoyed my content enough to subscribe. I think a lot of times we can get really caught up watching the numbers go up and watching the subscribers grow up and only feel like we're really growing when those numbers are going up. But all things aside, the last year on YouTube has been one of the biggest growing experiences I've ever had, not only as a content creator, but as a person. I've shared so many of my experiences with you guys. I've shared my failures, I've shared my struggles, my stresses. I shared losing my job to making YouTube videos. You guys have quite literally seen me become the person I am today here in my videos. Now I could go on and on thanking you guys, but I don't want to get all ooey gooey, but really seriously, from the bottom of my heart, thank you to each and every one of you. Over 20,000 now. I think we're almost to 21,000 by the time you guys see this video. Thank you. Now, before we hop into what I've learned by accomplishing 20,000 subscribers here on YouTube, I gotta thank the people over at Squarespace. They have also been supporting me all along this journey. It's been really amazing to work with those guys. I've talked about them before, but Squarespace is an amazing platform if you're looking to build a website, a portfolio, an online store, just build your online presence. It's the best all-in-one platform out there nowadays. So if you guys are interested in that, you can start your free trial. Head over to squarespace.com/Ryan Cow. I'll talk about it more later in the video. So I've learned a lot in my journey here on my first year and a half on YouTube, and I think we've accomplished a pretty substantial number in a relatively short period of time. Now, of course, no, this isn't some Peter McKinnon million subscribers in less than a year, but I think for a lot of us, 20,000 is still a huge landmark, and I couldn't be more proud and, again, thankful to you guys. So I've spent some time thinking to really summarize what have been the most substantial things that I've learned out of this time. What has been the biggest points that I've learned about building my YouTube channel, growing and developing a good audience. So the first point I have is to find your style and your niche as fast as possible. Now, what I mean by this is when it comes to starting to create your own content, more than likely you're gonna start by having a lot of inspiration from other content creators that you're watching here on YouTube. Your videos are more than likely going to look, at least to some extent, a lot like the people you're inspired by. Now, this isn't a bad thing. A lot of people say like, oh, blah, 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 you're just copying this person. Your videos look like Peter McKinnon's. Your videos look like Travel Feels. There's so many people on the internet nowadays who shun content creators for creating content that looks too similar to this person's or covers the same subject matter as this person's, when in reality, that's how you develop and find your style, is by having inspiration from others, doing it enough to where you truly do just start to see, oh, I want to do it this way. But the beauty of that whole process is the more you do it, the more you put out, the more you film, edit, shoot, everything, the more it's going to turn into your own work. Eventually, you'll stop saying that I want to do this just because they were doing it, and you'll start implementing your own twists into the content. Back when I first started putting out content, I was mainly doing vlogging, and there were plenty of people who accused me of copying the same styles of other people. And that's just kind of how it works. And if you want to disagree with that, then it's probably because you've never actually tried it yourself. It's really difficult to come up with a completely original concept completely on your own, something that's never been done before, and do it well. And now I know that's something we would all love to do, but the fact of the matter is it just doesn't really happen that way. You generally will start out looking kind of like other people, and as time goes on, you will build into your own style and your own niche. Once I really started to find my home here on YouTube and the kind of content that I wanted to produce and the style that I wanted to produce it, that's when I really started feeling I was having the most growth, the most traction, the most amount of people coming in. And it's obvious because no longer am I doing stuff that looks similar to other people. I'm starting to branch out and really hone in on my own vision. So when people start to see something new, that you're really doing something unique and original, that's where the audience will begin to build. So my recommendation to you guys is don't be afraid to maybe pull inspiration from other people in the beginning, but really work hard to do it as much as possible that you start to develop your own style around your content. Now, the next point I have is something that's pretty obvious, but it has been pretty big for me, and it is to engage with your audience as much as possible. I really can't tell you guys enough how much I enjoy engaging with you guys, but there's also a benefit to it. It's that it creates a relationship between me and you guys. It creates a sense of connection. It creates rapport with you guys. The more that I engage with you guys, I answer your questions in videos, I respond to your comments, I interact with you guys on social media, the more you guys are going to connect with me and hopefully watch my content more. This is something really valuable that I think a lot of content creators overlook. Now, this sort of transitions into my next point, which is to be open and honest and transparent with your audience. Nobody likes somebody who is putting on a sort of face or a fake personality in front of the camera. Now, this may not necessarily apply to all types of videos, but especially if you're doing something like vlogging, where you're generally sharing kind of like your day-to-day life, if you're not being open and honest with who you are, it's usually obvious, and I think people can interpret the fact that you're either hiding something or you're trying to be somebody who you're not. I've seen this happen a couple of times. People's reputations kind of get destroyed because people start to realize that this person isn't really who they seem to be on the internet. You'd be really surprised how much people overlook the importance of just being genuine in front of the camera, in front of your audience. Now, this next point is probably the most important one in my personal opinion, and it is to learn how to use your YouTube dashboard, aka your YouTube analytics. A lot of people, they see the analytics page and they see the dashboard page, they see all these numbers and all these like graphs and lines, but they have no real idea of how to read that and why it's important to them. Let's say you have one video that starts getting a lot of views for some reason, and you're kind of confused as to why it's getting those views. The YouTube dashboard can tell you a ton about why that video was getting the traffic that it was. So once you can begin to learn how to see those patterns, see those trends within your content, you can start to build based off of that. So you see that you have this tutorial that's growing, but all your other videos are kind of getting no traction. So maybe consider making more tutorials. This may sound like a really obvious point, but I cannot tell you how much that studying my own analytics has made an improvement in my content and helped me to grow more consistently. For example, as of lately, we've been gaining nearly 100 subscribers a day for almost the last month. And for a while, I couldn't determine why it was happening until I started studying into my YouTube analytics and seeing that I had a couple of my tutorials that I've done in the past that were just blowing up in terms of views. So with that being said, I should probably start making more tutorials if I wanted to follow that same trend. Now, I can't tell you every single detail of what to look for in the YouTube analytics and what is going to be the thing that's going to get you more subscribers, but it's sort of like a big math equation with a ton of variables. Once you can start to identify those variables and see why they're important and why they have their place in the end equation, which is, you know, your YouTube subscribers or your YouTube views, you can really start to increase your growth. Now, the last and final tip that I have for you guys is stay consistent and don't give up. I think this is pretty self-explanatory, but seriously, when you start to really hone into like a consistent schedule and you really stick with it, even when times seem rough, when you feel like you're not growing, that's when you grow. A lot of people can get discouraged because they're not gaining many subscribers, they're only getting X amount of views a day, and it just seems like nothing in comparison to everybody else. But we all started at that place. We all started with 0 subscribers. We all started getting 5, 10, 15, 100 views on our videos. It takes time. I mean, I don't even get that many views on my videos right now. Don't get me wrong. I have 20,000 subscribers. I would love my average amount of views to be a lot higher than they are right now, but it's all a process, and it's all sort of like a fun game to just see everything slowly grow over time. Before you know it, you will be at that number, that goal that you set out to achieve. Like I said in my last video, I said like a little over a year ago that I wanted to achieve 20,000 subscribers, and we've done it. Like, I didn't honestly think I was going to do it, but somehow we did it. I just stayed consistent, didn't give up. So that's my tip to you guys. Don't give up. Now, speaking of the growth of my channel and the people who have been supporting me, Squarespace reached out to me back kind of at the end of 2017, and they said that they loved my content and they wanted to get on board and sponsor some of my videos. So I really do appreciate that. Squarespace is an all-in-one platform. If you guys don't already know, it's by far one of the best platforms if you're looking to build something like a portfolio, something like an online store. They have these amazing award-winning designer templates which can easily make your stuff, regardless of your experience with web design, look like it was designed by a professional, thousands of dollars. It is seriously one of the best platforms. I've used it multiple times and I wouldn't choose anything else. So if you guys are looking to maybe take that leap and start making a website for yourself, looking to start maybe get some more clients, you can start a free trial. Head over to squarespace.com/Ryan Cow, 15% off your first purchase if you guys do decide to go for it. But with that being said, again, I thank you guys all so much for 20,000 plus subscribers. I think we are going to be at 21K by the time this video is posted. So thank you to everybody. Seriously. Gonna wrap it up here. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and see you guys in the next video.